the bottom left side, we got a blue Zerg player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. He is dark. He's still part of the Dragon Phoenix Gamers, right? I'm not just making this up right now. I mean, it's in his name. It should be. He should be a part of it. I've never seen Dark really that much myself. Well, casting him, I mean. Yeah, okay, he is still on the Dragon Phoenix Games. Lovely, lovely. No false information here. In the top right side, we got a red Terran player. He's fighting for Team NV. He is Bunny. Seems like they've got themselves a new anime girl here as their companion. You know, StarCraft 2, mainly a 1v1 game, but if you bring yourself an anime girl, it's somewhat of company, right? It's somewhat, a little bit of having a companion right there. I have you on the big TV. I have hooked up as a second. Ah, right, yeah, I've read that. Alright. So, Dark versus Bunny. I don't think a lot of people are expecting Bunny to be getting through Dark here, but I mean, Bunny, he has been able to make upsets happen recently. Let me take a look at his recent illegal like matches, because like the previous one as well, we saw in his group that he definitely managed to take out some high ranked players. Oh, apparently he did lose to Estrella recently. Did well win against Genio Special. Another time Special. Did not do so well against Stats. Not seeing a lot of TVCs here. Oh well. I mean, we know that he does well, alright? Just take my word for it, alright? We saw him the previous time in the group as well. He is a monstrosity. Does not quite see that drone there. That is unfortunate. But, overall, I'm expecting big things here. Don't disappoint me now, Bunny. I always like Bunny as a player. He's a very nice guy. It's reasonable with the English, so you can kind of talk to him overall. Which always helps. But he is up against Dark now. That's probably one of the bigger problems. And then another big problem is, of course, that the other player in this group, that is also likely to go on into the playoffs, will be Rogue. And then we still have the wildcard Ragnarok in between as well. So, I mean, this is really, really difficult for Bunny. But if he did try to prepare for this overall, I mean, he only had to prepare for TVZ, right? That's all he had to do. It's a fun matchup to play, so I would assume that he didn't mind that at all whatsoever. Couple of Hellions here already on the field as well. We'll be looking to deny those creep tumors. And they're popping up everywhere. As it looks like Bunny will be going for a tech lab here. Is it going to be Banshee? Oh, Liberator with... Okay, yeah, that was that was interesting. Liberator with Banshee cloak. Alright, alright. Now it's gonna in fact make the Banshee with that cloak for the Banshee, of course, as well. Things are getting kind of standard here. I like it from Bunny, though. It's going to just keep himself safe in the early parts of the game. Does not want to die to any form of sudden aggression from this blue Zerg right here. Darky is known to sometimes just kind of, whenever he smells weakness, go for the throat. Jump on the opportunity to finish off his opponent. And, well... looks like Bunny is going to try his best to keep that from happening here. While also still having those units, of course, just to kind of poke and prod his opponents. I really do enjoy the Hellion Banshee opening. I think it's a really solid one overall. And it's a lot of fun to watch as well. Oh, that poor Overlord just slightly mispositioned. Actually, I'm not sure if you can, right? You should be able to. Just put it right here somewhere. I don't know, but anyway, Hellion there giving vision, I believe. Or maybe a little bit too far to the left, so I'm not completely certain. Reaper gonna succumb to the same fate as that Overlord, though. Although he doesn't get shot down and he gets well, he gets eaten alive. That is... I'm not sure which would be worse. Eaten alive. Definitely a little bit more gruesome. But then again, as an overlord getting shot down, it takes a while, right? You're just continuously being perforated by the... is that the word? Anyway, you're just continuously getting shot through, multiple bullet wounds continuously appearing. It's not a pretty sight. That is probably for sure. That is a safe bet to make. Hey, Bunny actually, is he gonna try to... He's sending these Marines across. Does he have the upgrades for them? Well, it's actually +1/+1, and combat shields should be finishing up around the same time. We may see a little bit of a Marine push at that moment. Should be about when those medevacts finish up, I would say, that when he perhaps will start to move across. Liberator here. Did that get spotted by the Changeling? Maybe it did. Well, it's going to get spotted now by the morphing Baneling Ags. They don't have much vision, but the vision they have, they know how to use here, apparently. So the Liberator will try to get some damage done in the base of Dark here, the third base. Already setting up a fourth base as well. Dark, he's got some good creep spread, and now with those Banelings here, looks like Bunny also aware, of course, because of that Liberator will be able to stop anything horrendous happening there. Good stuff overall. Liberator holding his ground for now, waiting for the offensive on the front side to kind of take away the attention of Dark. Start attacking the front line. That's when the Zerg lady commentator will be yelling in Dark's ear, "We're under attack, the creep tumors!" And then that is when you strike with the Liberator to try and deny him from really being able to respond in time. Hydralisk here, upcoming for Dark as well. He doesn't have that many just quite yet, so this could actually become quite a troublesome fight for him. But he's waiting. He's being very patient right now, and that is very important as well for this type of stuff. Oh my dear lord, he's just going to go straight ahead across the map with a lot of those Zerglings. And it feels like he may still have enough at home as well. It's, Bunny, his attack, it looks rather impressive, but right now it's definitely seemingly to backfire a little bit here. The longer time goes on, the less likely this attack will be to do anything. Bunny just desperate to try and get this fight forced, but Dark's just completely ignoring it. He may even let that hatchery die. Yes, he will. Alright, well. He's comfortable with letting the hatchery die because he's making a new one on the right side. It's not that far off just quite yet. I'm a bit surprised that he let it die, but this does give him the opportunity now to come in with a surround as the siege tanks were unsieged. Bunny has to try and evacuate here. Gonna go with the drop on the left side. The main base will be under a bit of pressure. It's gonna keep Dark on his own side of the map, allowing Bunny as well to reset up his front line. Well, back line. It's back line, pretty much, right? It's the defensive setup right there that needs to be protected right now. Nice pickup right there. I'm gonna skedaddle. See if he will be able to get the medevac back to safety. Another spore crawler right there. There's Bunny's Banshee right here. Really putting in a lot of work. This hatchery, if that falls down as well, that's going to be a problem for Dark. I mean, he did sacrifice this base with the idea that he would be able to get this one. But there it is. Another cancelled. Dark getting himself into a little bit of a struggle here. And remaking this base down the left side. That is very, very late right now because Bunny's already flying over as well with his stuff. And those medevacts. How did they still get there? Alive and well. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, it looks like Bunny will be the person now kind of in charge for the foreseeable future in this match right now. Dark definitely needs to make a power play in order to get himself back into this. Because he has just been outpositioned continuously and, well, sacrificing his base right there. It's, is it noble? I don't know. Is it? It felt like an okay thing to do at the time, but then straight afterwards, having that other base being cancelled as well, that is a real painful thing. And that Banshee was there for so long as well. And Dark capable, or maybe just too preoccupied with the other drops going on to really send a queen over, or like maybe 2 queens or 2 hydras with an overseer. Anything of the sorts. Can get a little bit dicey, of course, trying to do that type of stuff as a Zerg as well, I admit, but I mean, you would expect Dark to be able to make that type of stuff happen here. Another base does fall down. No cancel on that one, so all the minerals will be gone and forfeited. Dark here is going to be able to kind of stop the overall droppage right now. Has stopped leaking the medevacs into his main base, or his natural. I guess over here is a little bit of an opening, but with the army on the top side there as well, shouldn't be too much of a hassle. It's gonna let the medevacs escape as well, because there's a big push coming straight through the middle. Still a lot of army available here for Dark, and a lot of the army supply for Bunny locked up into the drop play right now. It just doesn't look like Dark has enough banelings here, though, to really push on through and get on top of those marine numbers right there. There we finally do have some more banelings on the way, but is it going to be enough? 2 medevacs straight into the main base here as well. Again, just continuously running rampant in these 2 locations right now, making a Dark run back and forth between these two parts of the Zerg base. Still some Zerg creep spread available as well, but things are getting worse and worse here, it looks like, for Dark, although he is one of the players that has proven. Oh, another no cancel right there on that hatchery. Alright, well, I mean, Dark, he may be able to play from behind, but he can't play from behind if he just keeps falling further and further behind. That is not a strategy you want to do. He's going to try here one more time, but this is just not enough Zerg here to make a fight happen. Great target fire there from Bunny. GG is called. Bunny takes game number 1. Alright, you know what? I feel less silly now saying that Bunny will have to look out for him. He has a pretty good shot at making this work, which is always nice. Thank you for the follow there, Mount Horsen. Much appreciated. Bunny, who's winning? Bunny. Bunny is winning. Bunny just won 1 game. Maybe Dark just kind of needs to warm up a little bit still. Maybe he, you know, needs to assemble his footing. Gather up. Baskin also dropping a follow right there. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft 2. Death Aura will be our next battlefield here. And bar 2050, Dreamer Tuss as well. Well, Dreamer _ Tuss. I suppose you don't want me to really pronounce the underscore there. Hardly ever do you see somebody being like, well, actually, the underscore is a crucial part of my name and you need to mention it. At least as far as I'm aware. Nobody really wants to, you know. Could be fun if that's just your entire name, underscore. Underscore. It's not a bad name, is it? It's a cool word, anyway. I mean, is it cooler than Dark? Or Bunny? Dark basically did nothing this year, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he's been on a hiatus, isn't he? Not really getting everything done that he wants to, I feel like. Which is a sad thing overall, because he's the man that multiple times mentioned that he wants to be that king of StarCraft 2. The guy that is just pretty much on par with the people like Flash from StarCraft 1, right? He wants to be the first person you think about whenever you mention StarCraft 2. And yeah, I mean, he was on his way to make that happen, but my idea is nickname from Broodwar player Nell _ and Tuskul together. Ah, alright, alright. It's okay not to have on this. Alright, alright. Anyway, we got in the top left side the Dragon Phoenix gamer man himself. He is the Blue Zerg. Can he get this ball rolling into his own momentum again? Dark. His opponents in the red, the Terran, Team NV, Bunny, and his lovely girlfriend right there. It's not his girlfriend, guys. Don't worry about it. So let's take a look actually. Dark did manage to beat Nice and he managed to beat Bjorn as well. Now beating Bjorn recently, that is very impressive. That is very impressive. Bjorn is on a roll and I mean Dark did go through him to get himself qualified for this second group stage. So to go down against Bunny now after being able to take out Bjorn, being able to knock Bjorn out of the tournament and then just falling to Bunny, that is something that, you know, we'll have to take into consideration about whenever we're talking about Bunny and Dark and Bjorn, I suppose, as well. Very often when I say the name Bjorn, I also feel like I almost want to say Bunny, because, or like Bjorny, right? That is a nickname that people have given Bunny before, whenever his micro is looking really good. But that on its own, right? Bunny being named after Bjorn, in a way, that being one of his nicknames, it shows that people just think more highly about Bjorn than they do about Bunny. Otherwise, it would have been the other way around, right? It would have been, yeah, they would have called Bjorn Bjorny instead. Only something to take into account here. Dark really looking out for any type of potential proxy here. Wants to figure out if there's like a starport hidden somewhere. Probably. It's not going to be the case. Just everything in the main base here for Bunny. What's he going to go for? Most likely will be the Hellions here. Is he going to grab himself a quick third command center? It is a style that he likes to play as well. But no, he's still going to commit to the tech tree here. Throw down that starports. Let's see if he goes for the Banshee play once again. I mean, it is such a solid opening. It kind of really solidifies any type of defenses that you may need at that earlier stage of the game. Even though the Zerg aggression early game already not that popular anymore, it doesn't even matter because you have so much harassment potential as well that it's just one of the great strengths right now for Terran, really, in this matchup. And a starport like, no, don't see me.
Complete.
Awfully shy little starports right there. Does not want his undercarriage to be revealed to the overlords right there. So it is in fact going to be the Banshee once more. This time around we're not having any real Hellion pressure though, do we? With the factory right there on top of the starports. There's a quick command center instead. Now it's not an insanely quick command center, but it's still a lot quicker than we saw the previous game, right? No Hellions really to try and deny that creep. Although the previous game we didn't see Bunny either really going for that many Hellions. So bit of a pause. All right, let's see here. So that would be Jamsi Man Yo Jamsi Manyo. Jamsi, I think. Hold on a minute, it means. Alright. Am I saying it correctly? Anywhere near? Did I misread any characters? Yes? Oh wow, I did! Damn. Oh, I feel so good now. Didn't know what it meant, but what's happening? Who's in the lead? Alright, I can tell you. But then, that would ruin the surprise. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone in the lead. It's just looking to be a macro game. There's some tech going down for both these players. They're just macroing up the work elite, not that significant right now. It's pretty darn equal. We can take a look at the income graph right there. A little bit in terms for the mules probably coming in. We have 3 mules available right now, so Bunny is getting a small dip here, but that's going to turn around because we have the third base just finished up. So some of these drones here should transfer over. And yeah. Yeah, nothing else much to report here. But the previous game, Bunny did win, so you know what? In my book, that is indicating that we're gonna get another Bunny victory here. Welcome to 4:30. Yeah, well, I mean, it's almost 4:20 as well, isn't it? Dark, 4 seconds too late with this pause, really. Otherwise, we would have something really to talk about here. Belina wants to know what Bet Sweat Break wants, or who he thinks will win. Statistically speaking, you would still say Dark, right? Overall, just combining all the other factors previously, but I mean, still. But he was a sizable underdog, and I think Dark just hasn't been in shape. Yeah, I think that's fair. Although, like, the previous time we saw him play in this tournament, it looked pretty darn good still as well. Like, he seemed to be getting into shape again. But that first game against Bunny, I mean, that was really just a sore moment for his overall reputation. You know what we could do, actually? We could take a look at this right here while we're waiting anyway. We'll jump back into the action as soon as it starts again, guys. Don't worry about it. But let's just take a look over here, right? This is the group that Dark came from. Now, DRG did manage to get first place because he beat Dark right there. So maybe that is another point in time where people are like, you see, he's not in shape over now at this moment. But overall, DRG was playing magnificently as well that day. He did manage to beat Björn, and he did manage to beat Dark. And those are his two strongest matchups, I would say, like ZVT and CVZ as well. So Dark probably still better in the ZVP. Anyway, so he did manage to beat nice. Very strong Protoss as well. Probably not the strongest one on the block, but still considerable, right? If Dark starts losing against all those people, that's when you would really be like, all right, well, definitely some mix up here. It looks like he's drifting away. And then Dark over here as well, 2v1 versus Björn. And Björn, I've watched a lot of Björn replays recently. That is a guy that is definitely doing quite well for himself. And I suppose we can... oh, is it starting up again? We may be starting up again. Okay, there we go. Alright, enough about that. But yeah, I still think that Dark... I mean... The thing is, when he's just not the best Zerg in Korea, then all of a sudden people are like, he's not in shape, right? And that's the problem with being a champion. That's the problem with being somebody that is known to get like first and second places and consistently get himself at least in the top 4, right? And then all of a sudden you stop doing that, and people are like, well, all right, he's just not playing as we're supposed to be seeing him play. But then still being able to beat like, what is it, 80 to 90% of the pro scene without too much of a hassle. You know? Then he gets like top 16. Well, GSL didn't really go his way this time around either. But still. People say that Cyril's watched as well. I mean, clearly he is, right? Did not win against Clem or Rainer. Ridiculous. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing overall, right? People just expect them to win, and then when they don't, they're like, alright, washed, never mind. There's always two aspects to the game. There's one player and there's not another player, right? So that's a lot of variables. And then as well, like, even though a best of 5, it's still a very small Well, this is a best of 3, of course, but if you were to do even a best of 7 between 2 players, it's still a very small overall set of just data points, right? You don't have that much data to go off with. A best of 7, it does seem like, alright, well, you should be able to see who's the better player there, but like if you have another best of 7 on another day, the outcome could be wildly different, right? If you really want to see who's the better player, I feel like you need to get up to, I don't know, a best of some 100s, right? And then, you know, after a while, maybe you'll see a pattern develop, or the guys are gonna kind of stick around the same distance of one another. You know, one guy gets like 10 wins in a row, and then the other guy gets 8 wins in a row, or something like that. But yeah, it's a lot of really strong StarCraft players. Anyway, Bunny here coming on in with quite a bit of Terran here. 2 siege tanks on the low ground should be able to get jumped onto by those Zerglings. The Banelings trying to get as close as possible to the siege tanks so they don't get targeted down. Banelings from the top side as well. Matter of fact, needs to pick up those Marines. So far, Dark doing alright. Not gonna lose this 4th base this time around. Clem's TVP is kind of weak though. I don't know. I strongly kind of disagree with that. I think Clem is fan-bloody-tastic in every matchup. One thing that may be a problem for Clem is that he just... I mean, his TVZ, probably that good because he keeps practicing against Raynor and Serral, right? Also, we do have Bunny and Dark going on here, guys. I don't want to alarm anybody, but there is a StarCraft 2 game being played. Alright, Bunny here once again going forward, trying to just force this fight, force these Zerglings into the siege tanks over and over again. Yeah, we do finally have those Mutalisks, so they will shut down the retreat. This time around, you're not going to be able to just pick up and leave Bunny. That is not going to happen. So now the fight is actually going to get forced by Dark. Finally, we'll be able to get rid of this here. Should be able to intercept those Marines one by one as they are coming out of the Medivacs. And all the siege tank firepower as well, of course. Lovely stuff. I like that he didn't send in those Zerglings and the Banelings anymore. Realized that he could just do this with Mutalisk purely. Did lose 2 of them, so... But then again, you most likely will lose 2 of them anyway, right? Regardless, because of the target fire that should occur there for Bunny. He should be able to target down whichever Mutalisk he can. Some Marines here trying to make themselves look bigger than they actually are. Shoo away a bold Mutalisk that they really had no business fighting right there. Now Bunny trying to get more Marines over here. He does have a missile turret there, of course, but it's a lot of Mutalisk. That is a ton of Mutalisk. Oh, a little bit of a drop going on as well into the 4th base. The 4th base and the main base. In between the 2. But Mutalisk already at it once more again as well. This time around there's no siege tank, so you can bring across those Zerglings and Banelings without too much of a problem. Sacrificing Banelings there for cleaning up the Widow Mines. That is not the most optimal thing to do, but still. Oh, that's rough. Did not want to lose those 2 Banelings there. You're going to take a lot of stocks in games between foreigners and Koreans that aren't offline. I mean, yeah. Everything is online. Like, even GSL and stuff like that still played online, in a sense. I know that they're there in the booth, but still. Still online. No LAN available. Alright, coming in again here on the right side. You can't say it's meaningless? No. What do you mean the GSR is online? So the games that they play, they're still in an online lobby, is what I mean. Alright, a little bit of a scuffle here. Looks like Dark, his overall army supply is dropping a little bit. Needs to get the Mutalisk here. Has to be really careful. There's still a Widowmine there. And 2 Thors could become quite a hassle. Okay, doesn't. Alright, job at keeping those Mutalisks spread out. Doesn't take too much damage. Still a couple of those Marines, but there's the second wave of Banelings. Lovely stuff. Coming in. Ooh, Widowmines here. We'll be able to get some pretty darn good connections as well. Dark will be able to push him all the way back here, but Bunny, he still has a good army lead. Should be able to push this back here now. Does stabilize, and he has those 4 bases remaining as well still. Dark does have a 5th base available, but that is nothing too frightful for Bunny here. We have a Hive Tech on the way. And +3/+3 about to finish up for Bunny. So both these players kind of getting some advantages here. Dark with more tech being unlocked. And Bunny with his extra upgrades right now should be able to start trading out rather nicely as well. Dark hasn't taken much economic damage. That's true, that's true. Completely turn around from game number 1 that we saw. But Bunny hasn't taken that much damage yet either. I would like to see him try and take a 5th base and start really denying some bonuses off of Dark right now. I think that is a crucial thing for him to start doing. There we go. That's a cancel right there. Does manage to get something done. Bit of trouble here on the left side, but this is causing all these Mutalisk and Zerglings to be on the left side as well, of course. So on the right side, Banelings trying to roll in, but that's not enough Banelings, and this base now under a lot of threat of going down. Those Marines and those Marauders do have a ton of DPS, so that base, yeah, that's not meant to stay up anymore. There we go, immediately gets killed off. More Zerglings, Banelings are trying to get assembled here. Honestly, he should not try to commit unless if he... Well, alright, okay. Will try to... Oh, that Widowmine hit is magnificent. Bunny losing some stuff overall, but in the end, I mean, cleaning up a base. And now again on the left side here, coming in once more. Dark being pulled back and forth. Zerglings again having to move across. No cancel there. So that is... wait, that was a cancel. Never mind. Only one base did get cleaned up. Alright. What? Who's winning? Lol, first time I watched this, accidentally bet on... I see. So, right now it's still not really clear who's winning. It's just going back and forth. Bunny has been able to deny Dark his bases, so his economy is really gutted. It's going to be difficult for him to reclaim his army, but he still has a good army standing, so he should be able to perhaps make some moves here as well, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to be able to finally get some real harassment and some real damage dealt as well to Bunny. It comes down to both of these players right now. You should see it as like a chessboard. Both the players manage to get all the pieces they need on the board right now to make moves, and now it's coming down to how do they use those pieces. And so far Dark being able to find some real damage here. 2, 3 Widowmines here could be massive. Oh, that's a lot of damage right there. A lot of the SCVs to go down as well, but those Mutalisk, if they find themselves anywhere close to a Thor, another Widowmine or a couple of Marines, so a lot of them will pay the price. And Dark losing quite a couple of bases. Gonna lose another one right now again here. Not in a great position to lose his Mutalisk. Will not be having an easy time to replenish them. Still going pretty strong already. Lost 24 Mutalisk overall. Only 21 remain. Finally, another 5th base has been established. Look at these bases, by the way, guys. They are about to mine out. If Bunny keeps denying these bases right now, he may be able to 2-0 Dark. It may happen. It's looking more and more likely. Bunny, he may be the underdog in a lot of people's eyes, but truly he has been able to improve himself continuously. And really impressed me a lot of the time with a lot of stuff that he's doing recently. The matches he's been able to win, a lot of people saying that, you know, it doesn't matter because it's online or anything like that. I think that's a bit bogus. I mean, there's a reason why we saw players like Cure and such do a lot of practice overall. Online, in a lot of online tournaments. That is where every single player as well gets their practice overall in order to prepare for the offline events. Anyway, on the left side or the right side here, we do have a big Ling run by. Good positioning on those Marines. Let's see how long they will be able to stand upright. As well as 2 attacks on the side of Dark's, the side of the map of Dark here. Being able to clean up another base, once again denying it. 12 SCVs go down, but at this moment in time, how many orbitals do we have? 3 of them. A lot of drones right there, trying to get back to mining here. That's going to take a while. Ooh, that is not supposed to happen, Dark. Losing a single Mutalisk even right now is quite a struggle. Bunny looking very, very solid. Again, Dark, though, I am incredibly impressed with how many bases he's losing. Yet still he's just sitting here. He's taking good trades. He's not falling too far behind on the overall supply, but I don't think it can happen all that much more. Like, one bad trade here and Dark is going to lose this one. Bunny may be able to recuperate a little bit easier overall in comparison to his opponents. Let's take a look. The income grab, yeah. Definitely some spikes here and there into Bunny's favor. And then the units lost tab, of course, quite heavily into Bunny's favor. So it's a delicate balance. The Zerg needs to have the unit lost counts kind of tying up here, I would say. But it's unlikely when you're playing Lingbane Mutalisk. Getting on top of the Thor. You know what? Getting on top of the overall production right now would be a key move to maybe make something happen here still for Dark. It will be a base trade, it looks like. Bunny also trying to get himself as quickly as possible onto the important tech structures here of Dark. Dark still has that base on the 9 o'clock location. Let's see how this will go. The army of Bunny, I think, is just better overall. Should be able to take the fight, but will there even be a fight? That is the big question here. That's the big thing that could or could not go wrong right now. Already Bunny on top of this one left mining base here. I think Bunny may have done it, guys. There's still so much remaining for Bunny. Look at the infrastructure going up right here. So many missile turrets. That is a base that is going to be incredibly difficult to break. Dark did not manage to get another 300 minerals here, so no chance of him hiding a hatchery anywhere. It's going to start being revealed, and then well, let's see how Bunny tries to finish off this this rest of this match here, and how Dark is going to respond. I mean, there is only one real chance remaining here for Dark, and that is by shutting down these 2 bases right here, 2 planetary fortresses, and I just don't think he has the units to do it anymore. Right? That is just, oh my god, he never got adrenal glands. He never got adrenal glands. What the? Oh, that's painful. That is extremely painful. How did that happen? That's one of the biggest mistakes I've seen, really. Am I crazy? Did he really? Yeah. I don't like, with that in mind, I'm not sure if this is ever possible anymore. There's how many banelings? There's 4 banelings in total. There's 4 banelings versus 29 Marines. Let's see how the split is. The split is, oh, that's gorgeous. The baneling's not going to get anything done. Well, the Mutalisk actually looks like they are heavily enough upgraded with their +3 attack. They will be able to clean this attack up for now. But then still, I mean, yeah, Dark's going to have to break those 2 planetaries, and that's never gonna happen, so GG is called.